Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, wonderful viewers around the world. You are welcome to another week, an amazing week, new week in the month of August. My name is Godwin Iwejuwa, and I'm here with my wonderful coordinators from different parts of the world. In Toronto, Canada, is our man, George Chukwu. George, you're welcome to Between the Lines. Today, the 4th of August.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Mark Godwin. And viewers from around the world, we want to welcome you to our Monday Between the Lines. You stay tuned because we have a lot of news coming to you.
We have a lot of news, George. George, how's your weather in Canada? How is it today?
My weather in Canada is incredible. As a matter of fact,
Whoa.
I am so happy because today is holiday in Canada, actually. And we're celebrating. And most of us are at home. Some stores are open, so people are still in that weekend, Caribana weekend mood. And here, this past weekend was an amazing one. We had one of our prominent members of the community, a lawyer who had his birthday. And guess who was in town? Guess who was in town? The former governor of Edo State, Obaseki. Governor Obaseki was in town. Amazing, incredible. So he was here to commemorate, to celebrate our friend, Barrister Jesurobo, who had his 60th birthday. So it was an incredible weekend. And yours lovely here was the MC there with another person.
I trust you. I trust you. Also, we have our great man, Raji Ogbenyola Yinka. Raji, you're welcome to Between the Lines today, the 4th of August.
Good evening, Mark. Good evening. Good morning, or is it good afternoon, Sir?
Good afternoon.
I'm glad to be here again.
Strong man, Olayinka Raji, my man, all the way from Nigeria. The man that refuses to leave Nigeria said this country must get better, and I must be sure of it.
And it shall get better.
Yes, and it must. Indeed, it must. Raji, let's get some update from you. Just quick one. What's happening? NLPCL boss. What happened? Is he retired? Is he removed? Because we got that flash news this evening. What do you know? The NLPC boss.
Stranger things are happening. We heard from the rumor mills that he was he was forced to resign under stress by EFCC and DSS, and then there was some lady involved in the whole process. I think the whole thing is quite dirty.
Thank you. Let's keep it at that. Please, let's have that update on Wednesday. What's really happening? Also, I don't know, George, if you had that one. There's a governor that shut down the radio station. Has that radio station been brought back? Yes, it's George's friend. I know he's your friend.
No, it's my friend, yeah.
Raji, tell us, has the radio station been brought back? Is it running now, up and running?
I'm not too sure, because NBC had warned him that it was only NBC that can shut down radio stations. And not
yes. Okay. All right. Two news that just came in as flash. We're not going down into it for now. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. So, Raji, this is a small assignment for you to tell us what the updates are. Gentlemen, let's come to the main stories for today. Viewers, you're welcome. This is Between the Lines, Monday, the 4th of August, 2025. Yes, George, um, Peter Obi, your man. I know you like him. He says
My
leadership doesn't
schoolmate.
require
He's my
leadership
schoolmate.
doesn't. Okay, leadership
You know,
doesn't require
yeah.
eternity to work it out. He says, just give him Peter Obi one term presidency, and he will show his stuff. Well, how did you hear that, George? What's that news?
Well, the news is that he was trying to reiterate what he said before about and part of the reason, the motivation behind this is simply because of the rotational presidency. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
Asiwaju is already in the first term, and the South is supposed to have 8 years. According to the handshake understanding that the North and the South, has. So have. So the problem right now is that knowing this, that the second term, if he gets
Mm-hmm.
in, he is promising that he's not going to go for second term, that he will only do that 4 years in order to return the presidency back to the North. So, but what is happening here is we see a whole lot of, political pundits and, sycophants, coming out to say things that are really not, not calling him a liar. It's so funny how liars will always call people liars because that's the way. No, seriously, because I know
Okay.
by he's a sycophant. So
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
just
no,
let me
it's
run it
okay.
down a
Take
little
it
bit. Okay,
easy. Take it
okay.
easy.
Well, he's
Take it
calling it.
easy. So
Hold on.
let's hear from Raji. Raji,
Let-
Yes.
yes, the man said this. According to him, hear this. He said history has shown that the longer many African leaders remain in power, the more likely they become corrupted by the system, by that leadership. So, but somebody came out and said, "Man, you are lying." He punctured Peter Obi's statement. Raji, do you
Yes.
think Peter B's statement is well founded? Is he saying something that's accurate?
I'd mentioned that if I were Peter Obi, after the presidential elections, I won't
Mhm.
contest. I won't contend. I won't contest the result. I'll go on the thank you tour across the world, across the country, and I'll shut up. He's talking too much, and when a person talks too much, he's likely to lie because he
Ah,
mentioned that it doesn't take more than a single time that Kennedy and Lincoln went for one term. No, Kennedy was in second term when he was assassinated.
that's fascinating.
JFK would have gone for a second term if he had not been assassinated. So citing those examples exactly shows that he's not in charge of what he says. Now he was the governor of Anambra State for 2 terms. What
Hmm.
did he do there? So
What did
that
he
that is
do then?
something. Yeah, that is something we have to gauge
Now
him with.
we
Yeah.
Okay.
listen to
Yeah,
this.
George, go
Listen to
ahead.
this.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to the governorship of in the southeast, so far
Mhm.
as we stand, and I can stand with anybody and debate that point. Governor Peter
Okay.
Obi actually the very best so far. You can't contest that, with the exception of what is coming right now. That man was so good that he left millions of dollars for the state. He invested so well. He did well. He is the first person that showed that there was enough money to build infrastructure. He built every single road. All the rural roads were built. I traveled it myself as an example. When it comes to leadership, I know him. I know him from childhood. We grew up together. That man was an exceptional individual. His junior brother was my classmate, but he was in our school. So when it comes to governance, I don't think there is anybody that can actually compete with Peter Obi as it stands right now in Nigeria. I'm saying
Mhm.
this not because he's an Igbo man. If he was a Yoruba man, I would speak like that for him. But I know that he is the one. If Nigeria, if we were looking for a statement that would change the narrative and change the way Nigeria does business, governmentally, this is the man
Mhm.
that would do it. Now, whether he
Mhm.
will be allowed to do that is another question. Now, when it comes to the reason why he's doing 4 years, remember that when he was a governor, his deputy
Mhm.
actually hijacked the system and was able to impeach him, and remove him. They cleared
Yeah.
the amount
Okay.
of money that he had in the account. When he came back, he was restored. It was the additional money that was being given to him, not the one that he was using before, that he started using in order to build infrastructure. It was safe in Anambra State. I can guarantee that because I was in Nigeria. I came to visit. As a matter of fact, I intentionally took Okada instead of a taxi in order to prove, because I wanted to know if this is real, and it was real. So let's not, tribalistic sentiment is some of the things we politicize a lot of things.
No,
But when it
no
comes to
tribalistic
no,
sentiment
I'm
has
not
been
talking about
mentioned here.
you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about basically the way we look at things generally in our country. And it's the politicians that are doing that. If we were to, say by merit and somebody that we trust that can actually do something for us, I believe that P2B will be the one that will change the conversation when it comes to the way we do business and be able to set us up. In 4 years, he will do it. He will do it. I know he will do it because I know if given the opportunity, he will surround himself with enough people that will do his biddings. I mean, he knows how to do that. To me, I know he
Unfortunately,
can.
Okay, George,
unfortunately, sorry.
let me come, Raji. Sorry, let me hit George something. George, yes, you've said what you've said. We don't know how much he will do what he says he will do. George, Anambra doesn't have that much of development, to be honest with you. We don't see much of what P2B was saying. I mean, it's not about little things and the quantify it into big things, because it needs to be visible. You need to see things as it is, So I haven't seen much in Anambra as developmental thing, even during his time. So how does he not think if he hasn't done in the state,
hold
he
on a
could come
second.
and do it in
If
the
you were
federal?
to be at Onisha to see what he did there, how he cleaned up that particular the Niger Bridge, if you go there today, it's a different.
No, George,
No,
George,
listen to
no.
this.
You
What
still
you
have
gotta do?
dilapidated
No,
roads. You still have
unless after him. After him, I was there. I saw it
right.
myself.
Let
But
Raji
what I'm
go.
saying
Raji,
is
go
this.
ahead.
No, hold on. Let me
Raji,
finish
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying. Allow me to
Okay.
finish. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this: when it comes to capability, when it comes to if he says that he is going to stay for one term and step down, I believe him 100%. And I believe that given a fair chance and an opportunity, he will do incredible things that many of our current leaders and the former leaders could not do simply because of this. He's number one, he is a man that goes for experience. He travels
Okay.
around the world, he goes to schools, he learn about all this, he visits countries to find out why are they doing so good. So this is somebody who you can tell that is interested in the welfare of the nation. So let's forget about where he's from or whatever. Let's talk about the
Okay.
man himself.
Let's talk about the man.
So,
Raji, let's talk about the man.
so,
Go ahead, Raji.
so now, you see, as far as I can see, P2B seems to be a one-man army. I can't see around him any of the people who worked with him in Anambra in the past 8 years. I can't see anybody around him. I can't see anybody that he probably mentored or raised up during his 8 years in government. I can't see it. Now, unfortunately for him, democracy is not a contest of competence. It's actually a contest of popularity. So if you are not popular, no matter how competent you are, you may never win an election.
Okay. One of the major problems we have here is this. Number one is political party. Let's mention that. Political party. Number one, okay, we do know that during the term, when he was called to be the vice president to Atiku, he agreed. Okay. But when when the presidency was reversed back to the south, the most important thing for Atiku to have done was to allow P2B to go in. He hijacked, and I keep on saying this. This is something that happens to us in Nigeria most of the time. We tend to have a selective type of attention, whereby you don't pay attention to the things that matter, whether it's written or not. Number one, you have to understand, because of the rotational presidency, Atiku would have stepped down and allowed Obi to go in, but Atiku will not do that. And as a result of that, that's why the election went the way it went. Now, all of a sudden, we are around the same corner again, and you see Atiku, and we see the former governor of River State, what's his name again, Amechi, all trying to stick their head up. If
Yes.
they come, if they come in, there is no way Asiwaju will lose this election. it is impossible. But if ADC decides to put Peter Obi there and they all support him,
which
there will be, which is going to be
minor.
difficult. No.
Yes. Right, George. Let me just ask a line to you. Just one question. One of the things Bayo Onanuga, the presidential media man, said is Peter Obi is talking too much. He's saying a lot, really. And some of those things, you see, when you talk too much, obviously you might be lying sometime out of, unknowingly. And also he's giving inaccurate, inconsistent, inaccurate numbers and statements. He's not getting his facts well before talking. So when a stranger that hears him sometime might also go along with Bayo that this man is bluffing, So that's no. Me say this. That's it. Yes, he's saying too much. Okay, like what Raji said, he talked about the American presidents, American JFK. Now he said JFK did one time. That's not true. The facts are JFK was assassinated. That's why it looked like he did one time. So,
but what
he has to get his facts right.
Look at what he achieved in the number of years he reigned. That's what he's trying to point. We are misaligning the whole entire thing. What we are saying is you can do great things even in 4 years. That is the theme of what he's saying. Jonathan only did 6 years. Jonathan only did one term. We know that. And we know the reason why he stepped down. Because a promise was made to the North, whether we like it or not. So now listen to this. What Peter Obi was saying, look at what he achieved in that 4 years that he wasn't there for 8 years. So it doesn't take 8 years. Look at all these people that are clamoring. We just talked about another Ivorian president who wants to go for another year, and then the Cameroonian president who's been there for life, as that's the father's seat. All these things are happening and they're doing nothing. There is nothing they achieve. And look at now Burkina Faso. A little young man that is there in a few years only. Look at what he has done so far.
All right.
Narrative there, and that's what Nigeria needs. Forget about Bayo Onanuga. Unfortunately, I like Bayo Onanuga, but he's not a truthful man. If you listen to him, 99% of the time he lies. I'm sorry, but that's true. Take it to the back.
All right, Raji, any last statement on this? Then we'll move ahead. Raji, what do you want to say?
I didn't know that Peter Sir George was on Peter Obi's PRO team.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about a statesman. Listen, that's exactly the point we're making. We need a good Nigerian president.
All right, George.
I know he's joking. He's joking.
I know.
So what I'm saying, I know that. I know with Olayinka Raji, I guarantee you tomorrow that Olayinka Raji wants the very best Nigerian president. Not Yoruba, not Igbo, not Ibibio, not Southeast or Southwest. He wants
and also Raji added to the Kennedy thing. Peter Obi should have also noted that why Mandela, because he cited 2 examples, Lincoln, Mandela. Why Mandela did that one time kind of was his health and his age.
What about? No. Wait a minute. Don't do that. No, don't do that. After all, look at Cameroon. How old is the man? And he's still trying to be there. The man is a conscientious man who understands for the welfare of the nation. I'm not going to sit over here and be an ineffective president like what was happening with Biden. So think about it. So it's for somebody that thinks about the welfare of his people.
But one thing, George, one thing you need to tell your principal is Nigeria is a complex country. Nigeria is not.
He knows that more than you. He knows that more.
He might need to tone down what he's saying.
He talks too much.
Yes, and when he probably goes there, let's see what he can do. Because when you talk all these things and you go there and people will. I mean, we know what happens. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to other stories.
Go ahead.
All right, it's a great guy anyway. Yes, we have some good stories. I think we should do some good news too. Nigerian last week it was the Falcon. The Falcon. Yes, the Falcon of the female football team of Nigeria, winning that wonderful trophy. And today we are celebrating with the Tigress. The Tigress, the female basketball team of Nigeria, have won. I think they said this is the 5th consecutive women Afro basketball title, and they've won this. George and Raji, are you not happy for the girls? Are you? Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us.
From Raji. Raji, go ahead.
Raji, tell us. Raji, go ahead.
For the first time, I watched the game, and I was really impressed by the players'
performance.
They deserve that win, and I wish them more wins in future. They deserve that win. They played
congratulations, Tigress.
Yes, congratulations.
By the way, hopefully, Asiwaju will give them houses, and he will.
He has what to.
He did. Yeah, what he did. What you did for Agnes, you have to do for Julie.
So
Asiwaju, we are looking at you, sir. Please, give them houses and give them money too, so that these people will be proud to represent us. Because they're making us look so fancy outside.
Yes,
we congratulate them. It makes us happy.
So the
greatest of Nigeria is trickling from different areas. Areas when it comes to music, when it comes to movies, when it comes to now sports, man, we're taking over. Very soon, the whole entire Nigeria will be engulfed with greatness.
Yes. Yes. It's a good news, really. Viewers, we joined to celebrate with the Tigress basketball team. They've won the women Afro basketball title. They've done this. They say they've done this 5 times now. 2003, 2005, 2017, 2019, 2021, 2023, and now 2025. Congratulations to the Tigress. We are proud of you, ladies. Yes, Nigerian. Also, George and Raji, doesn't this show that if the ladies could be pulling up in all of this, don't you think leadership should come to them too? Why not a woman president for once in Nigeria? Let's see what could happen. I mean, look what they are doing with sports and other things. Raji, what do you say?
Why are you pulling your own legs?
He's really pulling his own legs.
You have to just pulling your own legs.
So, you mean a woman leader will not bring anything?
Look what they're doing.
Women leaders are great.
Natasha.
Look at what they're doing to Natasha.
Yeah, look at what they're doing.
Do you guys know that this Tigress team was headed? It was the head coach was a woman too. Yes, a woman. So that's very impressive. Very, very. So congratulations once again to the Tigress. Gentlemen, we're here on Between the Lines. Viewers, Between the Lines, today, the 4th of August, 2025. Okay, let's come to another lady from Nigeria that is not sounding too, I don't know how to place it, but Kemi Badenoch. We all know Kemi. Kemi is that conservative leader, the British. She was in a program during the weekend, and she declared that I no longer identify as a Nigerian. She said she's distancing herself from the identity she once embraced, and now she probably just wants to be an English citizen. George, Kemi has took her own stand.
Well,
sad.
Kemi is anti-woke. That's one of the things that she wants to embrace in order to help herself. I mean, to be very frank with you, it's her choice. We don't miss her if she's not gonna be identified as Nigerian. That's fine by us. We don't miss you, girl. You can be whatever you want to. His rejection of Nigerian identity reinforces her rhetoric against multiculturalism and identity politics. She's always talking about that. So she's making Nigeria to look so bad in order to elevate herself. That's a crab mentality. Because after all, when he was running for election the whole time, he used Nigeria as a background in order to win that election, came for Nigeria. So all of a sudden, he got into that position. He feels like, a lot of white people might not vote for her unless she makes us look so bad, and then to elevate herself. So it is bad. I have so much to say about this lady, but the only thing that I want to do, I want to center her. Where is that in UK where they usually go for presidential debates? What do you call that place again?
Chatham House.
Huh?
Chatham House.
Chatham House. I want to bring Kemi Badenoch and Chimamanda to that place to let them come and debate this situation. So we'll see who is going to be on top and who is going to end up being ashamed when they leave. That's what I want to do. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to create a flyer, bringing Kemi Badenoch and Ngozi Chimamanda to come and argue at Chatham House. So let's see how she's going to be able to start.
Okay,
so that's the only thing I can say about her.
Yeah. Sadly, Kemi Raji is a Yoruba from the Yoruba heritage. She was born in 1980. She was taken back to Nigeria as an infant. Her father, Dr. Femi Adegoke, passed away in 2022. Now, she said she recalled visiting Nigeria for his burial, and she said it was like hell trying to obtain her Nigerian visa. So tell us, Raji, what you know.
If I really want to be charitable with her, I think she might have a personality identity issue, and that happens when a black person, we used to call them house niggers.
Yes,
want to be whiter than their masters. I pity him. I pity her, really. I really pity her. And in fact, the less said about her, the better for us all.
That's why I didn't want to go further.
Because she is insignificant. And even all that she's doing, even in the British politics, you know what the Keir Starmer said about her, making herself maybe the rescuer or the
white man, the Caucasian spokesperson.
Yes.
Well, listen to this. When it comes to social media, when it comes to social media, there's a complete and absolute dismissal. Social media reactions from Nigeria highlights indifference and ridicule, mostly ridicule of her. Comments like "How long a stick stays in the river," and Kemi is just. Let her remove her name, then we know she doesn't belong to us again.
She doesn't belong to us.
Like our vice president asked her that, please change your name, call it Elizabeth. So we'll call you Elizabeth Badenoch or whatever, Kelly or whoever. Yeah. So we know we don't need you. We're fine with ourselves. We don't need you.
In fact, I have nieces. I have people who went to that federal government college in Shagamu. They call themselves the Shaggies. They are very, very proud of their school, and they are making all contributions to raise that school. Any child, any Nigerian who went to a federal government college, it's a privileged child.
Wow,
it's a privilege. You have to be intelligent. You have to be brilliant, and whatever experience you got there is supposed to nourish your personality. Not that you will think that you are in prison. What kind of prison? Where is she from in the first instance?
Okay. I wonder what her families, extended families, will be thinking about all of this and how they will be relating with her moving forward.
They'll be so ashamed of her, and they should be wondering whether she has a mental health issue.
All right, gentlemen, let's have some glass of water. Let's refresh our mouth. Viewers, you are tuned into Between the Lines. Today, the 4th of August, 2025. See you.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events, hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Thinking quite young who joined.
All right, gentlemen, you're welcome. George, you're welcome back Between the Lines. So, yes, George, let's move on to some very serious stories we're getting from Lagos. I think Raju will give us that update too. We heard the Lagos terminal, the airport is doing some renovation plan, and it's a whole lot of money. $447 million is being used to make a walkover on the terminal. So, George is your man, Keyamo. Keyamo says the money is coming from the subsidy removal gains. Gentlemen, let's talk about this because we need to really understand what government does with our money, and we need to know how it's going. So let me start with George. George, what do you have on this story, Keyamo?
Well, listen, I have, in the past I've talked about Festus Keyamo, Honorable Festus Keyamo. I like his vision, I like his leadership style, and I like his work. And they're talking about 712 billion naira. That's the massive amount cost to demolish and rebuild Lagos Airport Terminal 1. Okay, now this is something. He's saying that this money is being funded by subsidy savings. Okay, the government says the money comes from fuel subsidy removal and the forex reforms. Sparking debate during the tough times. Now the question we're gonna be asking is this: he gives reason why this is supposed to be so. He said that the current airport, Murata Mohammed Airport, is about 40 years old. It's decrepit, sleeky, smelly, with collapsing ceilings and broken systems, unfit for international travel. I agree with him 110%. The question now is the reason why did this particular airport got so dilapidated is simply because of lack of maintenance. The money has always been provided to maintain it, but it doesn't go into the work. It goes into pockets, and nobody is actually no checks and balances. So if we're spending 712 billion to renovate and build, he said that the only thing that will be standing will be the structures. They're going to tear everything down and bring a modern airport, which I believe is very necessary.
Okay.
But because we want infrastructure, developments, and all those type of things, this type of money to be spent there, is it not possible? Because I'm saying most of these dilapidated places is because of lack of what? Maintenance. Can't we renovate this and even use half of that money to bring it up to par? Because it can be done. Now, whether they want to do that or not, because there is a new airport that they're talking about that is somewhere off of Lekki. Is that right? So why are we spending this money in this one here rather than trying to put that money to build a new airport? That's my question. So
all right, let's hear. Let's hear. Let's hear Raju.
The new airport in Lekki is supposed to be for Lagos State. Now, you mentioned that.
It's not international.
No, it's Lagos. It's for Lagos State, not federal.
But it's an international standard airport, but it's for the state.
Yes, it is. It's a Lagos State venture. Now, about the age, George has mentioned it straightly. This airport was designed along the features of Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. Schiphol Airport is much older than these are MMA. And therefore, there's no reason why we should tear it down. And George had mentioned that they have deliberately made it so bad that tearing it down now becomes the feasible option. But in any case, that building is so strong, it's so strong that the worst they can do is to renovate it. And they have been renovating it all this time. So why is it now that after spending billions to renovate it almost 2 years ago, they are now going to spend under 700 billion to tear it down and build another one? There's something fishy. There's something fishy. And then you see, the government has become so tricky with the people.
Oh my
So
God.
we have all been asking, where is this subsidy money? So they have thrown that one into you to make you
Oh
happy.
my God.
Oh, the
Oh
money
my
is from the subsidy savings, and they'll be laughing behind our back.
God. Oh my
That
God. Oh,
they have thrown them another curveball. It is not
Allah,
fair.
Allah, 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 Allah. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to be sweet lips. I wanted to have sweet lips. I've been accused of having sweet lips. So I
No,
wanted
but
to go
the
for
truth
sweet
has to be
lips
told.
and just leave that alone. But since you delve into it, Olaika, you are 100% correct. I'm telling you right now, if you go down deep into investigation, which you will find nothing, this is the reason why they're doing this. And it's simple and short. Because we've been asking questions: where is the subsidy money? Where is the money that is coming from forex reforms and all those type of things? We've been asking that question, and there are no checks and balances, and you're not going to get it. You will not
It's
get
not
it. Is it 712 billion? Let me tell you something.
okay.
It's just a way to
Yeah.
shut everybody's mouth and say, this is what we're using the money for. And
Mm.
it's just, I'm sorry. I didn't want to go there, but I just say,
All right.
all
Yeah,
of
it's okay.
like,
So viewers, we are discussing the new terminal plan, rebuilding plan, and the money involved, the minister, Keyamo, and all around it. Now, George, Keyamo said something. He argued that the airport needed that upgrade, and he said it's through the Renewal Hope Infrastructure funding. So it is still not partly it's still like giving credit to Tinubu's government. And he said renewal, the word there was renewal hope infrastructure funding. So I was wondering, what's that? Is that Bola Tinubu's own funding? I mean,
no,
infrastructure
no,
funding,
no.
renewal hope.
It's a political promise that was made under the
Okay,
Renew Hope agenda. So this is the,
okay,
the aspect of the infrastructural development in the country.
okay,
But the truth of
okay.
the matter is this: as much as while vital infrastructure is in investment, okay, in order to, because we want to bring the dilapidated state airport into a
Mhm,
structure that is going to be fitted for
mhm.
international travelers. But transparency is the key. Let them
Sounds-
publish detailed breakdown of the 712 billion cost and a strict
mhm.
timeline to ensure every kobo delivers value and avoid delays. That's what they need to do. Because
Did
all
they
these
ever
things
do
are
that?
happening. Well, that's the problem. Because if they don't do that, how do we trust anything that they say? Because they can come and tell us anything, and what happens on the ground, we don't know. So that is the key there. If you want to be
Sir,
transparent, if you want to be accountable to the people, to the
Mhm.
taxpayers, to the Nigerian public, what we need to do is to detail the amount of money that is the way it's going to be spent and how far it's going to go. Not halfway now they start, adding another 12 billion to
there's
it and
there,
saying that
there,
it's
there,
enough. So they need
there's
to
no
do that.
way there's no way
Mhm.
I'm going to get accountability from this government. The same thing that they did with the international uh, center in Abuja, that they were renovated with, is this 36 billion or 300 and something billion?
Mm.
You know, that's renovation. Now, the structure, that Murtala Mohammed structure is so strong, it's so solid that
Mm.
it will be it will be indecent to bring any part of it down. To bring any part of it down. Because this structure is solid. If you do any test on it now, you will realize that this structure is solid and can last for another 50 years.
Allah,
Please.
Allah is, you know what he said? Allah, he
Yes.
said that only pillars and deckings stay, everything else go. So the main structure will still remain. Only possibly they're going to, skeletal structure will remain like the deckings and, the pillars will be there. But what they will do is to tear down the inside and renovate everything within.
Everything from within.
So that's what they're saying. That's what Faces
that was what was done 3 years ago.
That's it. That's it now. That's it.
The only place that I think they should actually have consideration on the ground parking space.
Okay.
That on the ground parking space.
So
I used to enjoy parking on that on the ground parking space. But
what happened
the place has been blocked. It's been blocked because when they frighten themselves about security, it's been blocked since Abacha's days.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. You both said this, gave us the insights well. Viewers, that's it. A plan to renovate, the rebuilding of the terminal, Lagos Airport Terminal, at 712 billion naira. And they say it's coming from the subsidy removal gains. That's the minister of
Just one more sentence. You see, as somebody in project management, in business, I want to know how much does the airport generate that will justify such an expense on the building. How much? Okay. Because that airport should generate enough for its own sustenance.
That's it.
So how much does it generate?
That is, where is the fund? Where is that money? Where is that money going to? Why couldn't
what has been happening to all the funds generated by the airport all these years?
Okay.
What has happened to it?
Gentlemen, you know what we could do? We are opening up to the minister for he's called Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. We here in the diaspora, Nigerians out abroad and inside are asking that you come tell us. Let's hear from you. Let's know how this whole thing, because this is a major project. This is a major edifice, infrastructure, and what goes on there affects every one of us and concerns us. So, gentlemen, we hope somebody will hear this and relay this message to the Honorable Minister. Moving forward now, gentlemen, let's look at something coming from Kenya. The BBC did a recording that was exposing the so-called madams. These women are involved in Kenya's child sex trade business. Let's see this small clip before we continue.
Sometimes you have sex with multiple people. You get injured and harassed by clients.
This girl makes 50 Kenya shillings, which is about 30 pence or 40 cents for each client. The rest goes to her madam. Posing as sex workers, our undercover reporters have spent months infiltrating the child sex trade in a transit town in Kenya.
They're still children, so it's easy to manipulate them by just handing them sweets. Prostitution is a cash crop in Mai Mahiu. The truckers basically fuel it.
Our investigator, who we're calling Anna, has gained the trust of Madame Nyambura.
I have one who's 13, turning 14 next month. The 13-year-old has been working for 6 months.
Nearby, our other investigator, who we're calling Jane, has befriended a woman called Chipto.
You carry out this kind of business in great secrecy because it's illegal.
Chipto takes Jane to a house and briefly leaves her alone with 2 girls.
How many men do you have sex with daily?
5. An average of 5 men.
What if the customer refuses to use condoms?
We will have unprotected sex. I have to. I will be chased away and I have nowhere to run to.
It's impossible to know how many madams are exploiting children here, even though selling or trafficking someone under 18 could mean life in prison. We give all our evidence.
Here you go, gentlemen. Why we're bringing this to the fore here on SSM is because these are some of the issues that we feel should be addressed. Most times people shy away from these stories, but BBC has done its bit, and we also want to add to that. George, it's a sad thing to see little girls being exploited like this, and more importantly, by adults that really mean what they are doing. It's not like they're, you know. How do you feel saying this? Because this documentary is it's going global now. BBC did this. How do you feel, George?
It shreds your soul. It shreds your heart. Think about it. If it's your daughter, think about if it's your sibling that is being used like this and abused as a child when they don't know what to do with their lives. They don't know their left from their right, and they're being put in arm's length to dangerous, just men that are just so depraved. Who in the sensible, a man who is sensible, and a man who is intelligent, that will allow himself to come to a little babies, to have sex with them. What is this? It's so deplorable. I mean, we can't even think about. I don't know what words to use, because this thing is shredded my heart. All my joy that I have had, talking with Allah Raji is, just disappeared and evaporated. I'm serious. And
But you're a media man, so you have to double into all other topics.
I know, but it's just so sad. But you know what? You know what? When they are caught, this investigation, I think these are the people that actually deserve to have life imprisonment without parole. Because if you're taking a child who doesn't know their left from their right, a child who is just a baby, and even when it comes to our conscience, how can you do that in good conscience? Just allow more for money. This is what you call the love of money. The love of money is the root of all evils, and this is it falls into it.
Yeah, that's correct, George. Across Africa, gentlemen, Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, it's been reported that this is what is going on: child sex slavery, and people are not talking about it enough, because a lot of people are gaining. A lot of people have interest in this business. Is moving. It's becoming very lucrative for them. Raji, you follow African stories.
It's so saddening. But it's not only in Africa. All that Epstein files that we are talking about is full of child pornography.
This is part of it. Part of it.
And it is so widespread in the US that every year more than 270,000 children, mostly girls, are missing in the United States. What is happening in Kenya and all those places that you mentioned is out of serious poverty, and the fact that a lot of people have lost their conscience. Because if you are a father, how can you lay with a child who is not even formed, not even fully formed? No, it is a level of depravity.
When we are talking about this, Ola, even the country where he is, that was the zone where this thing was being done so bad in Italy. A lot of our young ladies left the shores of Nigeria, especially from the Midwest area, Benin, and then they will swear and give this young, even parents were giving their children to these men that are transporting them. They will give them to the madam and will be collecting the money. They sell them for certain amount of money until the madam makes profit and collects all the cost for bringing them in, and eventually they might release them. But this is what you see. When I used to come to Italy, remember, I saw a bunch of them over there. It was crazy. And then after a while, when they get released, most of them will come to Canada.
Yes, most of them are in Canada now, because they get released and they were able to secure their passport, their Italian passport. What they do is, boom, Canada. A lot of them are there. So, but this is it. This is the reality, gentlemen, and very sad. The film documentary is by BBC viewers, and they were able to they were able to bring the story out to the fore for everybody to hear and see. All right, gentlemen, let's crop it up with the Israeli story. Yeah, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I just wanted to say, okay, luckily for Africa, it is not so endemic, so that it can be nipped in the bud before it becomes because there's an African social thing about laying with a child. No, it is not. It is not. Not our ways.
I want to ask a question, please, before we go to this other subject. Okay, we're talking about it's not endemic in Nigeria, but what about in the northern part of Nigeria where they can marry a 13 or 12 years old? You know, okay, now I just want to ask a question. If somebody can marry somebody who is 10, 11, 12 years old and they don't find anything wrong with it, what stops that individual from abusing children of that age without even thinking about it as being wrong?
It happens.
But this is a question we need to really ask ourselves.
We need to ask ourselves.
It really happens in the north.
Yeah,
abusing the girl child. It really happens a lot in the north. It is an abomination for most of us.
Is unacceptable.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Viewers, we're here. We're still here between the lines. 4th of August, 2025. Now let's talk a little bit about the Israel, Hamas, and Gaza and all that story, because a group of about 600 retired Israeli security officers have come together and they are begging Donald Trump to help stop the war in Gaza. I know Raji will be happy to hear this. So some Israelis now are the ones saying, listen, we need to stop this war. Can you imagine? Let me go first with George. George, is it that they are now tired? What's happening? What's this?
I mean, come on. I mean, how far can you go without it actually touching your heart about what is going on there? Seeing the pictures, seeing all these kids that are so skinny and you can count their bones and they are not eating. And we see, I mean, how far can you go? And the funniest part of it, what angers me about this whole entire thing is that Bibi will come out and start saying, oh, there is nothing like that. Oh, the Hamas are taking the food and selling it. Those things are excuses and lies. They are not true. I mean, they need to stop this war. It's too long. It's too far. Too many people have died. Are you want to massacre the whole entire place through genocide? Come on. Where is the conscience of everybody? We see children, generations of people being wiped away, and we are looking and we are just, smiling. I mean, this is so bad that world attention needs to be brought to this, and Israel needs to be threatened that if they don't stop that war, everybody needs to come against them, for goodness sake. This is real bad.
Yes. Raji, I know this one excites you. This one, what's your take on this?
You see, there's no way as human beings that you can continue going, seeing all the carnage that is happening in Gaza and to not affect your mental health, no matter how hard you are. In your sleep, it will touch you. That there's out of the more than 90% of every home, every house in Gaza has been brought down, and there are supposed to be 2-point-something million people, mostly children, and children walk long distances to relief centers. When they receive food, they are likely to be shot by snipers, IDF snipers. I wonder why it has taken them so long for it to touch their mind, to touch their heart. We are all human. We are all human. No matter how much you demonize a person, no matter how much you demonize, it will eventually, in your very, very quiet moment, unless you stay drunk, in your very same moment, it will touch you. That what are we doing?
Okay, sorry. Let's have that togetherness with our viewers. One of our viewers has just written something here. It says, point of correction. It also happens in the South. It may be a taboo, but it happens not as okay. I think this was when we were discussing the talk on. Yes. So we have FNA. saying that it all happens in the South too. Thank you very much, FNA. So yeah, Raji, it's actually sad to see the carnage, what's happening in Gaza, what's happening all over those parts, the Middle East. But I think it's time to really stop this. It's time. If 600 soldiers, retired soldiers, security officers of Israeli intelligence agency themselves are now pressuring Donald Trump to please stop the war in Gaza. So we too here on SSM say it's time to stop. These are human lives, these children, people like me and you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Raji.
Just a definition of the word war. I've always maintained that what is happening in Gaza is not a war.
Okay.
It is just a deliberate oppression of people.
Okay.
Dominating them, dehumanizing them, and finding a reason to justify their elimination.
Yeah, what they are doing.
And that what is happening is that Netanyahu and his supporters are implementing a final solution agenda.
Okay, let's pray that the two-party solution, two-state solution that's coming, that most European countries are also agreeing to, might end all of this too. George.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The two-state solution. Where are those two states? Because as it is now, if you look at, unless you go back to the 1967 borders.
Yeah.
And you have to also realize that Israel has no borders.
The borders are
very fluid. It is whatever lands that the Israelis take over that they make as part of their frontier.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. There's a special announcement I have to make here. There's a party, ADC. ADC will be having its executive meeting. The ADC has the DN. The DN is the seventh geopolitical zone they've carved out. They niched out of ADC in Nigeria. So that DN will be having their general executive meeting on the 7th of August, 2025. That's on Thursday, 7 p.m. So if you're listening, you're one of the DM members or you're a family person, this is an emergency meeting calling out to the executive members of ADC Diaspora Network, DN stands for. So that will be on Thursday. So pass the news to those that are members and let's have them come to the meeting. Gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for coming. George, any last words for today?
Well, my last word is always for God to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, bless our leaders, especially the president, bless him with wisdom, that he may be able to implement a whole lot of all this renewal agenda in good faith, so that our country will become the next Dubai of Africa. Because we can. And then the diasporans like us can come back home and then be able to enjoy with everybody insecurity, businesses, steady, no fluctuation of naira, so that we can invest our money and make sure that we're going to get returns. And at least Olayin Karaji can have brothers like me to join him in Lagos, so all of us can be, partying together. So that's my desire.
Nice. Yeah. All right, let's hear you. Now so give it back to George.
George, I just touched my heart with that. May God lead our leaders right.
Amen.
Do right, so that this country, blessed as it is, will bring out the potential that we have and will make it clear to us. So, but that's where I'm a little worried, because the anthem that was changed had that line in it, in the second stanza, that may God lead our leaders right. But if a government comes in and changes an anthem like that, it makes me wonder what agenda that leader has, and replaces Nigeria will hail thee.
Nigeria will hail thee. Anyway, all of it.
Regardless of whatever intentions, the
Mhm.
Lord God Almighty will lead our leaders right, and Nigeria shall be great.
Amen.
Amen.
I agree.
Right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, see you on Wednesday, African Update. Thank you, George. Thank you, Raji. God bless you guys. Enter into the week. Bye.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.